An Aswang is hands down the most feared creature in Philippine folklore, giving its incredible ability to integrate the horrifying traits of vampires, werewolves, and witches all into a single monster. Also, the fact that an Aswang does not really have a consistent image or even description for that matter, solely because its appearance differs from one region to another, making it inspire crippling amounts of fear to this very day. In today's video, we'll explore everything we know about this shape-shifting creature, so we suggest you stay tuned till the end. But before we get started, we do have one very small request. If you enjoy our content, then please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Now let's begin. History behind the Aswang. The word Aswang originated from the Filipino term asawang, which basically means dogs. So there's no points for guessing that the Aswangs usually take the form of dogs. Now, while there's no denying that the Aswangs make a frightening bedtime story, historian and Professor Anthony Lim has cited both sociological and scientific elucidations behind these mythical beasts. Lim firmly believes that the Malay people relocated to the Philippines in the 13th century, bringing along with them several supernatural beliefs. According to Malaysian folklore, they have the Penanggal, who, in simple words, is a beautiful woman, one that has attained physical beauty through the means of black magic. Now, the Penanggal was actually a midwife who had made a deal with a demon, hoping to acquire supernatural powers. The point was to avoid eating meat for a period of 40 days, but it goes without saying that the pact was ultimately broken, which in turn led to a curse being bestowed upon the Penanggal, thereby turning her into a blood-sucking demon. As seen in the pre-colonial Philippines, the female figurehead of a faction was known as a babaylan. Apparently, these female leaders played a significant part in curing the sick and making contact with the spirits. With the Spaniards arriving there, they started brainwashing the natives with the sole goal of converting them into Catholics. For example, the Spaniards linked elements of evil to the acts of babaylan, which is precisely why females are often connected with Aswangs, with the women leading a string of political disorders in Capiz to oppose the Spanish government. The Spanish authorities charged them with being Aswangs. That's the reason why the town of Capiz in the Visayas region has time and again been labeled as the abode of Aswangs. Given the Filipinos' strong beliefs in shape-shifting creatures to date, compelling oral lore remains a principal factor. Aswang, symbol of fear or supernatural villain. Many have often depicted Aswangs based on tittle-tattle, and that is specifically why the term Aswang has more commonly been used as an all-around description for the majority of the evil creatures lurking around in the night. Now, if one takes a proper look at the term Aswang, it actually refers to a wide range of mythical beasts, such as weredogs, vampires, and even the gruesome viscera sucker for that matter. Mind you, all are voluntarily capable of changing their appearance, and they all have this penchant for human blood and flesh. The Aswang is rumored to stalk in villages, often resorting to illusory noises so as to befog its prey. Truth be told, it has quite a disturbing appearance, given its backwards feet and bloodshot eyes. No wonder tales of the Aswang have been passed down for centuries. In fact, you will be surprised to learn that the Aswang often disguises itself as a human during the daytime. It is said to wander stealthily, may we add so, in search of victims, among the very humans that it interacts with. The whole idea that an Aswang may be walking amongst us, that too without our knowledge, is probably one of the most nerve-wracking things about it. Also, adding to this is the terrifying thought that an Aswang loves to relish children and unborn fetuses, with a particular affinity for the liver and heart. The Aswang is supposedly meant to have a proboscis-like tongue that it resorts to in order to suck out blood, and at times also suck out unborn babies directly from their mother's wombs. While the Aswang is mostly found stalking small villages in the Philippines at night, it likes to confound its prey, making a tricky sound that is quite similar to a repeated tick. As an Aswang gets closer, the tick-tick noise becomes softer. This usually fools one into believing that it's getting further away from you, while in reality it's simply drawing you into this false sense of security. Varieties of Aswang. Apparently there are 3 varieties of Aswang. This is usually debatable. Some believe there are more variations, but for now we will briefly stick with the 3. The tick-tick is named after the sound it makes while hunting and turns into a large bird. Next we have the zegben, which is quite similar to the Tasmanian devil. The 3rd variety is the manananggal, which looks like a woman capable of splitting itself in half and also flying like a bat. Why do Filipinos fear Aswangs, and what do they do to keep them away? Besides the reasons that we've already cited, the Filipinos primarily fear Aswang because of the latter's ability to pass on their magical powers to someone else. Well, it's a common belief that if an Aswang holds its mouth near a person's mouth, that person will eventually become an Aswang. The Filipinos are seen resorting to various means to protect themselves from Aswangs. While some prefer to keep a stingray's tail to dispel the presence of an Aswang, there are many who use salt, garlic, and ginger to ward off these exceedingly terrifying creatures. In fact, religious artifacts like the Holy Cross and water are also kept near the windows to ensure that no evil beings can gain access inside the house. Is the Aswang real? The sole fact that Aswangs are believed to be shapeshifters has led to several animals being assumed to be Aswangs in the terrestrial form. The sounds made by the Aswangs could very easily be dismissed as birds, and as such, many including the Tasmanian devil, bats, and flying lemurs have been killed because they were all believed to be Aswangs in the first place. There's also another possibility that the Aswang is actually more like a scapegoat for people, especially those who have carried out heinous acts. It's often easier to blame a monster than to come to terms with the fact that a human is capable of committing brutal murders. Believe it or not, Aswangs have also been brought into the picture to explain stillbirths and miscarriages in the Philippines. Marvelous verdict. Whether it's a story to control people or a monster to be feared, the Aswang continues to remain something out of humanity's darkest nightmares, and there are no second thoughts about it. So what are your thoughts about this mythological monster? Does it scare the living daylights out of you? You can bet that it does for us. Well, if you have something interesting to add, do hit us in the comments section. And you already know what to do if you enjoy this video. Please do leave a thumbs up and stay tuned with us, as we promise to come back with another favorite video soon. Until then, stay safe and stay marvelous. Also, thanks for watching. Have a nice one.